welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today, Monday, the 26th of May, 2025, and the news read by Cleopatra Fungai Gashamoyo, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Stories making headlines. War veterans move to block Emmerson Mnangagwa's new land tenure system. President Chamisa challenges youth to complete the liberation agenda. Shocking details of corruption revealed. Now let's delve into the stories in detail. Some veterans of the liberation struggle have approached the High Court seeking to block government's new land tenure system that will allow beneficiaries of land reform program to sell their land. In their application, the war veterans cited Emmerson Mnangagwa Land Commission and Ministry of Agriculture as respondents. Meanwhile, former Binga North lawmaker Prince Tobeko Spanda said the new land tenure system is a grand scheme by Emmerson Mnangagwa and cartels led by Kudakwashe Tagray to steal all the land from the poor. Citizens President Advocate Nelson Chamisa has challenged youth to complete the liberation agenda of Africa's founding fathers. In his Africa Day speech shared on his social platforms yesterday, President Chamisa challenged youth to emulate founding fathers who fought colonialism when they were young. Youth leader Bruce Melemoyo urged youth to embrace President Chamisa's message and be drivers of change in Zimbabwe. We spoke to former political detainee Langton Mwanaka to give us his views on what Africa Day means to him. Let's tune in.
Hello Africa, I am Langton Mwanaka, a Zimbabwean ex-political detainee. As an African, I am supposed to celebrate the Africa Day. Unfortunately, the dictators in Africa are abusing the real meaning of this historic day. The sufferings in our motherland, Africa, are as a result of the dictators who believe that the so-called revolutionary parties have the right to oppress Africa's democracy warriors and brand all opposition political parties as their enemies. These revolutionary parties are masters of rigging elections, causing a failure to unite the people of this beautiful continent of Africa, resulting in leaving us even polarized and broken. Today, Mother Africa is bleeding of violence, intimidations, unlawful arrests. These are used by the African dictators as weapons to silence and oppress people and have become a norm. The systems in most African countries have been weaponized in favor of the ruling elites of revolutionary parties and against the will of democracy-loving people. Countries in Africa ruled by revolutionary parties have become brutal states. Africa's great young brave sons and daughters, if given the opportunity, they can take our continent to a very big economic hub. The likes of Captain Ibrahim Traore, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, Julius Malema, Bobby Wine, Boni, Kyagulanyi Sentamu, and others. My message to all African leaders is: take responsibilities, not excuses. Protect the weak, not exploit them. Show vision, not confusion. Accept blame. Build trust, not fear. Admit your mistakes, not cover them. Work with integrity, not hidden agendas. Lastly, build bridges, not walls, for the people of our motherland, Africa. Thank you.
Former ZANU-PF official Jelas Maori has revealed shocking details of corruption by individuals close to Emmerson Mnangagwa, whom he says are taking advantage of his old age and vascular dementia to make decisions on his behalf. In a recent interview, Maori said Emmerson Mnangagwa is no longer in control of government and decisions are made at Brigade Farm by a gang led by his wife and Kudakwashe Tagray. Let's see a part of the interview.
He's seeking a third term. The president is held hostage because of his mental status. He has been held hostage. And those that are holding him hostage, including his family, are those that are seeking a third term for him. The Kudakwa Shetagwiris, the John Panone Tsamangujiga, the Guamatanga Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, the family of the president who are involved in this looting are the ones that are pushing for the third term. So the president has no say in this, because he has no mental presence to understand what is happening around him. Decisions are being made at Prekeb Farm, at his farm in Kwekwe, more than 200 kilometers away from State House. That's where decisions are being made. And the fact that the president says officially that he doesn't seek, he's not seeking a third term, and everything else that is happening around him from his own ministers, the Minister of Local Government is a vehement campaigner for the third term. And his family and all these who are involved in looting national resources are pushing him. They are saying a different language. So it shows that the president is not in control. If he was, in the few moments that he regains consciousness, he talks about being a constitutionalist. But because he's held hostage by those that are really in control of executive powers and are exercising executive powers on his behalf, the surrogate presidents that have said, Yokudakwa Shetagwiris, he is being railroaded to a third term. That's the unfortunate situation. And the third term is really lucrative for these criminals. For instance, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance, and on behalf of these six, also runs a treasury bill scandal in the country, where people who were issued out with treasury bills in 2019, when we had the change of currency, when the Zimbabwe government could not pay these, some of them are business people, when they couldn't either provide the Zim dollar that these people had used to apply for money from the Reserve Bank, to apply for to get forex from the Reserve Bank. We had a situation where, because of the change of the currency, these people were then issued with treasury bills by the government of Zimbabwe. Some of the treasury bills that mature in 2042, some in 2047. But now the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance has created a market for these treasury bills, where if you hold $100 million worth of treasury bills, they persuade you to discount them. Some of the discounts get even to 80%. So you had a $100 million treasury bill. It's discounted. You are paid 20 million cash on that day. But here is the corruption. The government of Zimbabwe does not only fork out 20 million, it pays the total value of the treasury bill as if it is matured. So 100 million is paid to you, but you have a separate arrangement with the lawyers of Guamatanga and the cabal, where you are supposed to pay 80 million to them. So the 100 million is transferred to you, but you only take 20 million because that's what's due to you. The 80 million goes to this cabal.
Meanwhile, ZANU-PF Central Committee members were at Cricket Farm again yesterday in what the ruling party says is a learning tour. There are reports that all the members of the Central Committee were promised stands in exchange of support for Agenda 2030. Opposition official Stephen Sakos Choma lambasted the ruling party for wasting taxpayers' money on endless visits to Emmerson Mnangagwa's farm amid crisis facing the country. Choma said,
Yes, we hear that the Central Committee of ZANU-PF yesterday, they were in Pepe at Emmerson Mnangagwa's Prekeb farm. But we know that these people are just chewing your money, the taxpayers' money, whilst making useless and endless trips to Prekeb farm, which do not bring any solution to the current situation that is facing citizens. Lecturers and teachers are striking. The people are suffering. They survive on less than $1 per day. But the ZANU-PF leadership do not care about that. We know that Prigep Farm is now a crime scene. Prigep Farm is where those who are pro-Agenda 2030 meet to discuss, to butcher the constitution of the country, which is a very sad situation. But what we are witnessing is not something new. We saw it during Robert Mugabe's end days, when people were coalescing at his farm, the Gushungo Dairy Farm in Masowe. This is the same situation that we are now witnessing, where bootlickers converge at Prikep Farm. But one-to-one Mnangagwa, that his end is very near, and the signs are telling. You fall just like how Robert Mugabe fell. We urge the people of Zimbabwe to resist the 2030 nonsense.
ZANU-PF dictator Emmerson Mnangagwa reportedly pardoned former judge Benjamin Paradza, who fled the country after being convicted of corruption. Paradza skipped bail in 2006 after he was found guilty on 2 counts of corruption stemming from his attempts to lobby 3 judges to set free a business associate charged with murder. Ironically, the same Emmerson Mnangagwa preaches about zero tolerance to corruption, thereby raising questions about his sincerity in fighting the vice. A ZANU-PF councillor in Mwenezi West Ward 11, Svelani Balazi, is terrorizing opposition supporters in the area, threatening them with violence. Balazi is said to be threatening opposition losing councillor candidate in 2023 elections, Philisiwe Moyo, with death and expulsion from his job. Let's hear opposition leader in Mwenezi Tineni Mapepa speaking about the issue.
We have really a political crisis in Mwenezi West, where we have an overseer ZANU-PF councillor for Ward 11, Svelani Balazi, threatening violence to a would-be employee of a primary school, a newly established primary school, Chavaskana Primary School. Philisiwe Moyo, who has been a contestant in the 2023 election as a councillor in the same ward, Ward 11, has been appointed as an ECD teacher there, but Councillor Balazi is none of it because she is his contestant. Therefore, she should not benefit from anything that can arise in that village because she belongs to an opposition formation led by President Advocate Nelson Chamisa. He made his maneuvers through the SDC, Mr. Madzire, the secretary for the SDC, who in turn fired Philisiwe Moyo from the newly appointed and loved job. What does this mean? What does this give as a picture for our Zimbabwe political terrain? It means we still have intolerance in Zimbabwe for political contestants. We still have an opposition party that feels no one else should benefit from the benefits of the country because he or she harbors political intentions from different political formations. So we are advising the government of ZANU-PF to prioritize the needs of the people irrespective of their political affiliation, irrespective of their color, irrespective of their creed. We want all the resources for Zimbabwe to benefit all the Zimbabweans without fear, without favor, and without intimidation. Thank you.
Social media personality Thomas Chijanje has confirmed receiving threats of arrest from ZANU-PF youth supporters over his social media post highlighting how people are dying needlessly at Paranyato Hospital. On his platform, citizens have been sharing stories of how their loved ones are dying daily at the hospital due to a lack of medication, inadequate equipment, and medical negligence. Chijanje also revealed that he was contacted by a private number and warned to stop publishing disturbing stories about Paranyato Hospital. However, he remains defiant and he has called on the government to intervene and fix the healthcare system. Let's hear him speaking.
Good day, this is Thomas Chijanje. So over time, I receive complaints about different issues, and it's not the first time that someone or some people have come to my inbox complaining about our health institutions. So yesterday, I posted these stories or these sad experiences that people have gone through that also led maybe to disability, to death, also maybe because of lack of resources or maybe just the attitude of the nurses or doctors. So I decided to post these stories on my platform, on my Facebook Thomas Chijanje page. Then so many stories came through, and I also posted as many as I could. Later on in the day, I received a call from a private number asking me to stop posting such stories or something bad was going to happen to me. Then I also posted that on my platform. Then later on, around evening time, a Facebook page also said I should stop posting these stories and I should be arrested because I'm undermining the efforts of the government. So I just ignored. Today, the same Facebook page apologized to me and they said I was doing a good thing. What I just want to encourage everyone is let's work together to have to encourage or to give feedback to our government to improve our health institutions, because we need this to work so that we can have a better tomorrow. Thank you.
South African opposition leader Julius Malema remains defiant about expropriation of land and yesterday used Africa Day commemorations to take a snipe at Cyril Ramaphosa and Donald Trump. Malema said he's not afraid of Donald Trump and described Ramaphosa as a coward who failed to stand up to Trump's lies about white genocide in South Africa. He also led the singing of Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer song of the anti-apartheid era, which was condemned by Trump during his recent meeting with Ramaphosa. And finally, now Samara Sports News. Fedinare Giants, Dynamos and Caps United struggles continued in the Castle Lager Premiership, with both teams losing their matches over the weekend. Here are results of matches played over the weekend. Ngezi Platinum 2, Dynamos 1, Caps United 1, Simbabara 4, Highlanders 0, Herentals 1, Triangle 0, Manica Diamonds 1, Kwekwe United 0, Telwan 1, Victor Minerals 0, Caribbean 0, Greenfield 1, Moose 1, Yada 0, FC Platinum 0. The match between Scotland and Chicken Inn was abandoned with Gamecocks players walking off the pitch in the protest of a controversial penalty awarded to Scotland. Warriors midfielder Marshall Mnetsi scored a brilliant goal in the English Premier League to help his club Wolves to a 1-1 draw against Brentford. Here are 4 results of the final day in English Premier League. Liverpool 1, Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 1, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1, Brighton 4, Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 1, Newcastle 0, Everton 1, Manchester United 2, Aston Villa 0, Fulham 0, Manchester City 2, Leicester City 0, Bournemouth 2, Ipswich 1, West Ham 3. And to end our summary news bulletin, here are the headlines once more. War veterans move to block Emmerson Mnangagwa's new land tenure system. President Chamisa challenges youth to complete the liberation agenda. Shocking details of corruption revealed in the Sense Bulletin.